Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching Tesla Time News,
Episode 68
on Now You Know. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yep, or Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you believe in. Happy holidays.
Yes. So St. Nicola has brought a big bag of presents for us this year, and I believe...
What are you talking about, St. Nicola?
Yeah, St. Nicola. Elon is St. Nicola's magic elf, and they brought us...
I've been trying to tell you. Elon Musk is a guy, or maybe he's an alien, we don't know, but he is...
He's magic. You can't say he's not magic.
I would argue that he's just really, really smart.
Well... Either way, they brought us this big bag of gifts, and we wanted to unpack them to remind you of all the things that we've gotten this year from Elon.
Yep.
So let's just talk about superchargers. Tesla grew the number of supercharger locations from 770 last year to over 1,100 this year. That's 40% growth in 2017.
Wow, that's a lot. And we know about every single one of them because we sat here and we said them to you at least once or twice.
That's right. North America has grown from 361 to about 500. Europe from 274 to 375. Asia Pacific 135 at the beginning of the year to 250. That's 85% growth.
Wow.
Let's talk about cars. Tesla's delivered over 100,000 Model S's, X's, and 3s in 2017.
Wow.
This from a company that just a few years ago no one had heard anything about. Oh, and there's another car that, I don't know if it's officially out of the bag yet, but the next generation Roadster is an amazing car.
We've at least seen it. It's been unveiled. I think unveiled is the proper term.
And I sat in it.
Yeah, you did.
It's amazing.
Holy crap!
Another vehicle that I stood in is the Tesla semi-truck, which is selling pre-orders like crazy. What a year for Tesla. Unbelievable. But it doesn't stop there.
No, of course not. So there's software updates. So AP2 rolled out. And keep in mind that this is built from the ground up because no one else can do it. And on the way to get to level 5 autonomy with the sensors that the cars already have.
Yeah, I mean, so Tesla is building this from scratch.
Yeah.
And there's so many cool software updates that happen. Like the other day, we got FM radio in the car. The day before, didn't have FM radio.
Right, and this was in the Model 3.
Yeah, and you go out to the car and you get chill mode. You go out to the car and you get something new. It's just like, it's Christmas all the time.
All the time.
Let's talk about new showrooms and stores. Dubai, South Korea, and tons of new ones are going in all around the world into new countries. And Tesla has expanded into the United Arab Emirates, into Hungary, into Ireland, Taiwan, New Zealand.
Right.
Countries that just a year ago, they weren't in.
Right, and I mean, a huge explosion of superchargers on the east coast of Australia. Now you can practically travel a whole coast.
That's amazing.
Which is amazing.
I mean, just a year ago, people were saying we can't travel in places like New Zealand or Australia. Now you can.
Right.
50 new service centers and hundreds of new mobile service vans are coming live in 2017. 1,400 service technicians. That's a 40% increase in coverage in the U.S. 3 times more service capacity worldwide.
Wow.
All in 1 year.
Right. All right, so that was Tesla. Let's talk about SpaceX.
Yeah, let's go.
So Elon has basically single-handedly changed space travel as we know it.
Yep.
It's hard for most people to realize what a gift the reusable rocket and capsule are. It brings the cost of space travel down dramatically, which means that we can start getting more into space, like more space stations, lunar bases. Thousands of internet satellites are going to blanket every square corner of the Earth with internet coverage so that the 1.6 billion people without access to internet will have access.
Yeah. Imagine if I took tomorrow the internet away from you. What could you get done tomorrow?
Absolutely. Imagine if you never had it your entire life, and then one day I was just able to give it to you. The amount of creative energy that is going to be, brought online is just going to be fantastic.
Yeah, all because of the reusable rocket, which a year ago no one had seen. It wasn't a thing. This year it came out of the Elon's bag.
Right.
That's an amazing thing. I don't think it's sunk in yet what we've gotten from this. Let's talk about solar. The solar roof has actually been launched. I know it doesn't seem that way because no one's really gotten it on the roof yet, but it's in final testing right now. And next year it's going to be installed on general customer roofs. It's going to revolutionize the residential solar market as we know it. And this has happened this year.
Right.
Another awesome goodie from the bag of tricks. But
Right.
there's more. How about batteries?
So the largest battery in the world is currently sitting in South Australia. It was on time and on budget, and now tens of thousands of people are enjoying clean, reliable energy free from blackouts.
Yeah, so what a gift those people are getting. Last year, they were experiencing blackouts all the time.
Right.
Now, they're taken care of.
And this is an environmentally smart solution. This isn't building more peaker plants.
And it's showing other places on Earth that it can be done. And let's talk about other places on Earth. How about Puerto Rico?
Right.
So
Huge tragedy.
Out of the bag of tricks here, I mean, bringing both batteries and solar to Puerto Rico, which was so hard hit by hurricanes this year, dozens of hospitals are now powered by Tesla solar and batteries. Hospitals which would still be in the dark if not for the generosity and the hard work of the entire Tesla team. So big hats off to Tesla for the work they're continuing to do to help our friends in Puerto Rico. Because Tesla will not toot their own horn enough, and let's think about this for a second, because other companies would be sending out press releases at every turn.
Right, if they just handed out shirts.
Right.
Or like, oh, we 25 gallons of clean drinking water. Like,
Right. Press release.
Look at us. Right, yeah, check us out.
Not Tesla.
Right.
Tesla goes to work solving the tough problems with very little fanfare. They don't care about getting press because they're altruistic, and that's why we're doing it for them.
Right.
That's why we're telling you about this, because the mainstream press is not covering the story.
Right, they
have
don't
you
dig
heard?
because they don't get the press releases, and that's all the
That's how-
mainstream media does.
exactly.
And Tesla is just not interested in putting out press releases about doing the right thing. I mean, doing
Right.
the right thing should, in some respects, shouldn't be such an amazing accomplishment.
Right, you should just do it and be glad you did it.
Right.
And I mean, have you heard? Tell me in the comments below if you have heard of the dozens of hospitals that have
Right.
gotten this power
Yeah.
back on. I didn't hear about it
Right.
until I went digging. Oh, speaking of digging, Tunnels, the Boring Company, is selling hats.
Right?
And if you want a chance to be driving the Boring Company machine in Hawthorne, California, you can by buying one of their hats. They're going to give 10 people the chance to drive the machine. Jesse and I are going to be driving it. Maybe we'll see you there.
Right.
And they've already started digging in LA and now in Maryland.
Right, and they're just putting out bids to all of these different cities, and cities are now actually able to be like, wait a minute, I could build another road basically without destroying any, no eminent domain, I can put another transit way underneath my city. Oh, fantastic. This is a new way to think. And it's going to change the way that cities work. I absolutely believe it.
Not many people, it's again not on the radar on most people because they haven't heard it in the main press, but you guys know about it and
Yep.
you know how it's going to change things. And again, this is another goodie out of Elon's bag. Let's talk about
Artificial intelligence.
artificial intelligence, AI. Elon is trying to save us from artificial intelligence falling into evil hands by developing it as open source with his nonprofit called OpenAI.
Right. Let's just talk about this for a second. Let's put it into context that I think a lot of people will understand.
This might be one of the most important gifts he's giving us.
Right. So, think about it if you're playing a video game or something like Age of Empires, or even if you're playing Call of Duty or, whatever computer game you're playing. Now, imagine, usually they have AI in those games, but it's usually way dumbed down. It's not trying to win. It's trying to, have you have fun with the game. But now just imagine for a second if it could do whatever it wanted. It would not be fair. It would not be fun. You would lose every single time because AI can do stuff that you just can't do. Humans are not the best at interfacing with computers, technology, and all of this stuff is what AI can do.
And if some country or evil group gets a hold of AI and can use it to their wishes, they will. And so Elon knows that it has to be open for all of us so that no one person can control it.
And even if it's just not evil people, even if we were like, oh, well, let's have it make paper clips. I encourage you to go play the game Paperclip Maker. We'll post the link down below.
It's
basically,
addictive.
Yeah, you're it's kind of like Cookie Clicker, but you're an AI. And spoiler alert, you turn the whole world into paper clips and then eventually the entire universe into paper clips. That's what AI would do because you just say, hey, do this thing. It's like, cool, got it.
But
And then
again, thank you, Elon, because what you're doing, again, he's not doing it for press. He's not doing it for money. He's doing it because he knows it's the right thing to do. And this is another gift he's giving to us. Another gift. Politicians love to talk about jobs.
Jobs.
Tesla now employs 33,000 people. 90% of those are in the U.S. 25,000 jobs in just the last 4 years. That's a compounded annual growth rate of 53%. 93%.
Wow.
And get this, the Model 3 is 95% made in the USA.
Wow. That is I think it's the most American car.
It is.
It's the most American car you can buy.
Yeah. So, I mean, think of all those people who have jobs because of Elon. And lastly, Elon hosted another Hyperloop pod competition at the test track Hyperloop vacuum tunnel at the SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. This is to develop a high-speed pod that will be able to carry passengers at speeds faster than jets, safely and carbon neutral with no pollution.
Right.
Why did he do this?
Because he thinks that this is going to be the way that we do high-speed transit in the future.
But did he go out there and say, you know what, I'm going to, patent all this and keep it for myself? No, he invited teams from all around the world to use his test track in a friendly competition so that they can get better, so that young minds can work as teams. I mean, this is education, people. This is the spirit of technology and working together and engineering and solving problems.
The reason that he's doing this is because he knows that airplanes are one of the largest polluters in terms of carbon dioxide in the world, and he wants to basically get rid of them. He wants it so that you get into a tube and via solar power you get launched across the country, the globe, at a much faster speed than a jet, much more efficiently than a jet, and completely solar powered, so no fossil fuels. Why has no one else taken this challenge up? It's ridiculous.
And get this, I mean, he knows that you will never be able to go any faster on a plane because once you hit right close to the speed of sound, it gets way too expensive. So he knows that you have to vacuum out the air.
Of course.
And that's why he's invented this technology and then opened it up to everyone. So again, this is another amazing gift that he's given us this year. I can't believe when I put this list together that this was all in this year.
Right.
This is like one of those things that you would see a special on about someone or things that happened over 100 years.
Right.
This happened this year, people.
It's amazing, and the reason that we do this show, the reason that we sit down here and we bring it to you every single week is that it just doesn't get enough attention in the mainstream press because the mainstream press is too busy talking about I don't know what the
quarterly reports
right.
and little tidbits of news. This is big stuff, people.
This is the stuff that is going to change the world. This is stuff that your grandchildren are going to be learning about in their textbooks, or hopefully there's no textbooks in the future. Textbooks are awful, but this is the stuff that they're going to be learning about in the future, and hopefully we have a future because of these technological advancements that are hopefully going to change the world.
All right, it's time for our video contributor story. So we've got our friend Patrick who's covering, remember him from last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's covering another story for us about the Leaf, so take it away, Patrick.
Will the new Nissan Leaf 2018 model be the game changer that will tip the fossil fuel car industry over the edge? Or will it just be another niche model sold in very small numbers? Nissan has been one of the leaders in the EV market since 2010. People have different needs and different preferences, and Nissan is just releasing one model. Can't Nissan do better?
Yes, I agree. It's going far too slow. But I think it has to do with the whole automotive industry. That the focus has not been on the EV side. The focus has been to reduce the emissions for the diesel vehicles.
What about the revenue today? Are you making any revenue from the electric car, and what is the comparison between the electric cars and the fossil fuel cars?
It's difficult question because of course the main focus is still, we have 25 different vehicles that we sell, both diesel, petrol engines and EVs. And the EVs is still a very small part of our total sales. It is, but I'm very optimistic that will change within time.
But still, the Leaf cost too much comparing to a combustion engine car. And Nissan made a choice of using the economic space available thanks to the battery price drop during the last years to develop and include features like auto parking and ProPilot instead of offering a cheaper electric car. Is that the right thing to do? Maybe, but a cheaper electric car would definitely attract attract the masses, why not offer the Nissan Leaf Classic? Use the old Leaf chassis, put a 40 kilowatt-hour battery inside the car without fancy features and sell it for half price. But is Nissan brave enough? Will that threaten its own profitable sale of combustion engine cars?
But once you have driven it, I'm sure and positive that you don't want to go back. This is the future, and the future is here now.
Yes, we always live in the future of our history. But what we have done in our history really impact our future.
I like that, his channel is all about the Leaf, and he's not, just sort of going into, believing everything they say.
Right,
Because,
yeah, he's looking at both sides.
Yeah, I think that's really smart.
Yeah, I love his interviews. It's time for our Patreon bonus story of the week. So if you would like to support us on Patreon, head over there. The link is down below,
Yep.
and you can support us for as little as $1 a month.
That's a quarter a Patreon bonus story.
Wow, and yeah, we do a story just for our Patreon, so head on over there, and we'll see you in a minute. All right, we're back from our Patreon bonus story. That was a fun one. Mm-hmm. All right, we want to thank our Patreon supporters who give us $5 a month or more. We shout out to all of you who do that. This week we have
Bill Royko,
Carol Hulek,
John Heilman,
Rudiman,
Jacques Faux,
Gary Burgess,
Carl Steinberg.
and Mohammed Al-Nuaimi.
Thank you so much for being our Patreon supporters. We couldn't do this show without you because, let's face it, YouTube is never going to pay us our money. Last week, Tesla Time News was unmonetized. So any ads
Wait,
you
what does
saw,
that mean?
Any ads you saw, basically all the money was going straight to YouTube, wasn't going to us.
So why did they do that to us?
Because they can, I guess.
And then you, I think later in the day, you finally got them.
Right,
to,
so they want you to do a bunch of clicking things to manually review the video. I don't know if a human sees it. I doubt it, because it usually is faster than the video is. Like, how do they review it so quickly? So it's just...
Wow. Yeah,
it's
so I mean,
annoying.
it's mainly you Patreons that are keeping us in business here and keeping us going. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, it's time for Elon's tweet of the week. Elon is, he loves Twitter. In fact, he tweeted out this week, "I love Twitter." That was one of his funny tweets, but that wasn't even as funny as this one. So thank you, William, who shared with us this tweet from Elon. Now, that looks like a rocket that has landed in somebody's backyard.
Yes,
it's not a real rocket.
This is from, what is it, ClickHole?
Yeah.
It's, they make funny news stories. They're like The Onion or whatever.
And normally we wouldn't include this, but Elon did actually tweet about it. He said, hate it when that happens.
Right, so it's like
some people are so rude.
It's like the kicking the ball over the fence and the mean neighbor won't return it. So it's funny.
Hey, it's time for our community mail time.
Community mail time.
I love that song. It's a very, very happy song.
Yep.
So our friend Jorge, remember Jorge from New York?
Yes.
He designed those awesome hats. Hey, Bobby, show the awesome hat that Jorge designed for us.
And shirts.
And yeah, and you can get this awesome truck and electric hat if you are a Patreon supporter, so head over there. But anyway, our friend Jorge had this awesome suggestion that he put into our mailbag. He said, when you turn on your blinker, you're driving along, put on your blinker. Well, in the Model 3, because there are going to be cameras all around it, and even in the new Model S's and X's, he would like it so that if say you're taking a left turn, your left camera should turn on in your screen and show you what's on your left side so that you'll know what's coming. I think that's a great idea.
So, I wonder, especially like if you're in a parking lot, it's like low speed kind of thing. Like if there's a shopping cart that's just like right here.
Oh, right.
And you don't really see it, but obviously your camera would pick it up. And so you'd be able to look down and be like, oh, there's a carriage there, and like open your door and move it out of the way, or if there's a post or something. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea.
Another thing in our mailbag this week, also from Jorge, he was lucky enough to spot a Solo. Remember the three-wheeled car we've been talking about from Canada?
The lonely three-wheeled car.
And it's been driving around New York. He got some footage of it, and we thought we'd show it to you.
Second guess it. Look what we got. A Solo car.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jorge. I love our community. All right, it's time for the viewer comment of the week. And so I was going to pick a bunch of cool sled names because we got a bunch of fun ones. I don't think actually anything beat your sled name.
Yeah, Hypersled, pretty darn cool. I did like Electric Slide.
That was funny.
What else? What was one that you liked, stuck in your head?
Yeah, what was one that
Really stuck in his head.
There was Slutty McSledface.
Right.
But no,
I think it's a bit overused. I think.
Yeah, there was E-Glide. Nothing stood out to me as better than yours. So
Hyper Sled all the way, man.
So that's pretty good. But comment of the week is actually about something else. So what is this?
So Chad made a joke. He was saying that Pepsi was trying to reduce its carbon footprint, but they make carbonated beverages. That is very funny. They put CO2 into their beverages, with CO2 obviously being a greenhouse gas. And so then FS commented, he showed that the amount of CO2 released by soda in the US is 0.001% of all CO2 emissions.
And it looks like you did a little research here, which I really
a bunch of math. Very good. But then we were not satisfied enough by all of that, because where did that CO2 come from?
Right.
So we did a little bit of digging. We found this Time Magazine article. Basically, soda is carbonated from the CO. They get the CO2 from coal power plants.
Wait a minute. Coal power plants?
Yeah, you can't write this stuff. You couldn't make this stuff up.
And this is from Time Magazine.
This is from Time Magazine, so you know that it's true.
I thought it was from The Onion.
So basically, they take a coal fire exhaust, they purify it.
Oh, good.
They get,
That's good. So actually, both these people were wrong. Both our commenters were wrong that it's carbon neutral. So Pepsi's not making any CO2. They're neutral.
Right.
Hey, I want to remind everyone that supercharge.info is where we get all of our supercharger info, and they are amazing. So whenever you need to know about something,
it's like lightning up to date. Like it's just astounding.
Yeah. Kudos to you guys. We put the link down below.
Yep.
Now, what's permitted this week, Jesse?
So permitted is in none.
Where's none?
It's there's no state or there's no permits this week. But I just want to preface this. We don't get any permitting or building information from lots of different countries.
Oh, right.
So like China and the UAE, we don't get permits or
they just
things
go
under
online.
construction.
So it doesn't mean they're not working on it.
Yeah. None that we know of.
And this week is a crazy week. There's only one under construction. Where's that?
That's in Mount Shasta, California. Hey. This is number 2.
Oh.
So this is the second one. There's a 4-stall spitting distance away, and this is a 16-stall that's being built.
Nice. But there's a lot being opened.
Okay,
so
here we go.
Let's go for it here. There's an 8-stall in Lewis, Delaware. And I'm not sure if it's pronounced Lewis or Lewis.
It's fine, just mispronounce it.
Good. We love this one because we've been there, and we would have loved to have had a
We
supercharger.
haven't been there, but we've been to Lewis.
Right.
Or Lewis. 16-stall in Manchester, Connecticut.
The 16-stall in Larvik, Norway.
4-stall in Győr, Hungary.
Not too much. I can't do that joke again because
Now it's finally built, thank God.
The 8-stall in Piacenza, Italy.
The 6-stall in Peisdorf, Austria.
The 12-stall in Richmond, Virginia.
The 8-stall in Madison, East Washington Ave, Wisconsin.
The 8-stall in Portsmouth, UK.
The 12-stall in Vancouver, Washington.
The 34-stall in Riga, Norway.
Number 458 in the US, the 6-stall in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
The 8-stall in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada.
The 4-stall in Sormos, Hungary.
The 12th-stall in Djursholm, Sweden.
Number 371 in Europe, the 10-stall in Paita, Finland.
Number 20 in Australia, the 2-stall in Bathurst, New South Wales, Australia.
Number 3 in the UAE, a 4-stall in Hatta, UAE.
United Arab Emirates.
Yes.
The 4-stall in Suagnam, Pangyo, South Korea.
Number 14 in South Korea, the 5-stall in Seoul, Yongsan, South Korea.
Number 35 in Canada, number 1,115 in the world, the 12-stall in Baie-St. Paul, Quebec, Canada.
We're in the Monticineri supercharger station, which is also a petrol station. It's got some food and coffee, quite nice food, sandwiches, and there's 6 Tesla chargers. It's very good.
We are in Shanghai, China, in the Yojidang suburban neighborhood. Behind me is the 6-stall Tesla supercharger for this area. And across the street, we have the Tesla dealership. You can see the Teslas coming and going. Just down the road is a Carrefour supermarket where you can buy some supermarket style snacks while you charge your Model S. in Shanghai, China.
It's Lima, Ohio Supercharger. It's very close to freeway. 70 miles from Maumee, Ohio Supercharger, 120 miles from Ann Arbor, Michigan Supercharger, and 150 miles from Indianapolis. Applebee's and Wingstop are very close by. It's located in Hampton Inn Hotel parking lot.
This is Derek, reporting for Now You Know here in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania at the brand new Supercharger. Just put in. In fact, I don't even think it's actually online yet. It's still in under construction status. It's in a Wise Markets parking lot, which is a grocery store, and I believe they have a little cafe of some sort in there. Obviously you can see a gas station. There's a wine and spirits and some kind of a little doctor's office of some sort, all as a part of this little place, and it's just probably just a couple miles off of Interstate 80. So a great little place to stop here in central Pennsylvania.
Hey, Zach and Jesse. We're here at the new Tesla installation at Deer Valley Town Center in northern Phoenix, Arizona. The 16-stall installation, the access to these superchargers from the 101 and 17 highways. There's plenty of amenities in here, AMC Theater, Starbucks. I would give this 9 out of 10 stars.
Hello from Hohenwalsleben, Germany. Here we have a 6-stall first generation supercharger, number 5 in Germany and number 15 in Europe. In the vicinity you have basically all you need: a hotel with a restaurant, a 24/7 gas station, and across the road an American restaurant and a lot of shops. By the way, quite nice to see in the background how electricity is being produced in this area. And for EV drivers like Jesse or me who don't own a Tesla yet, around the corner there are also some non-Tesla fast chargers.
I'm Patrick from Switzerland. I'm here in Shanghai at the Grand Kempinski Hotel Supercharger, and you can see there is only 4 stalls, but it's still a great location. And also if you go here down the street, like 10 minutes walk though, there's a big shopping center with other possibilities. See you guys.
Hi Zach and Jesse. Look at that. Yet again, another iced supercharger. I'm kidding, it's my car and it's practical in the middle of the night, and today is the 19th of December, the day when a new supercharger has opened up here in my region, namely Bregenz, Vorarlberg in Austria. And what we have here, you might guess it in the background, there are quite a lot of them. A whopping 20 charge points. Thanks for watching. Now you know.
Make sure you use the referral code down in the link, because that will get you a visit from Jesse and Zach in the Roadster, the new generation, next generation Roadster.
And it will help us do the one in Europe. So it doesn't matter if you're in Europe or the United States, you're gonna get a visit from us if we get enough referrals from Europe. The clock is ticking.
I know, you guys, come on.
Gotta get.
That's why we're pushing so hard, because we're on the cusp of not getting that one in Europe, and we want to visit you guys in Europe.
Yeah.
And the videos are going to be amazing. Come on, God. Picture driving a Roadster through the Alps.
Oh man,
come on. You got to help us.
Please.
Help us out here.
Yeah.
So you know about our Model 3, the 12 days of Model 3 videos.
Absolutely,
those are still coming out.
I know about those, yep.
One of my favorites is our buddy Jeff, who's a tall gentleman. A tall drink of water. And he helped us out so much with the Model 3. And that story got picked up by Teslarati.
Pretty cool.
Thank you, Teslarati.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was really fun. And we show you whether or not he fits. Maybe he doesn't. Thank you so much for supporting us. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, great holiday season.
Festivus.
Enjoy the snow if snow is in your area. Enjoy the heat if you're in the other side of the earth. And we'll see you for the new year.
Now you know.